How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Bitcoin is falling down right now. It's fallen down from $95,000 just 2 days ago to now 82, and we hit 81,500 just a few minutes ago. I want to go through what is happening exactly, if there's any good news, if there's anything on the horizon that we can look forward to. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification. If you do want to trade crypto, there's a link underneath the video to WEEX. There you can sign up and you can get some pretty sweet rewards for signing up. You get to deposit $200 and get $100. On Blowfin, they have this giveaway where, depending on how much you trade, you can get up to the value of a ROLEX that they just push into your account. So you can go buy yourself that. If you don't get there, you can still get the amount for an iPhone or AirPods, just depending on how much you trade. There are also links to Hotcoin. They have a big giveaway right now, up to $802,000. There's also a link to BitUniX and also to BTCC underneath the video too. So there are lots of crypto exchanges that you can check out down there. Now, look at this. Let's actually go back here. The Bart Simpson straight up went sideways for a little bit, then pretty much straight down. We've had some big liquidations. You can see on the hourly here, a move from 93 all the way down to 89. And it looked like we might bounce off of this trend line and flip it back into support, but no. Big red candle, big red candle. Again, lots of liquidations. As you can see, it's not just Bitcoin falling down either. Ethereum is down to almost $2,000, which is kind of crazy. Let's look. How long has it been since Ethereum was at this level? So this is the worst price it's been in a year. If we go back, this is the lowest price that we've seen since late 2023, like November. So it's been a year and 4 months since we've seen a $2,000 Ethereum. A lot of weakness in the market, as you can see here too. Solana down at 135. Cardano right back down at 83 cents. It was just at $1.10 just a few days ago. A lot of cryptos falling down. XRP still holding relatively strong at 240. So it went up to almost $3 a few days ago. But yeah, the market's getting whacked. Why is that? Well, there are a handful of reasons. One is we have the traditional markets taking a tumble. The Nasdaq's down 1.4% here today. S&P down 1.6, Dow down 1.7. This has been fairly continuous. This is actually the lowest price on the S&P 500 that we've seen since Trump was elected, since he won the election. So we've erased about 4 months of gains. And at one point, it was up 6%, 6.5%. Since that point, just 3 weeks ago, the S&P 500 is down 6.3%. Trump is the main reason for this, actually. He announced new tariffs on external agriculture products starting April 2nd, encouraging U.S. farmers to boost domestic production. So these new tariffs freaking out the market a little bit, but more than that, we have the tariffs that were set to start today on Canada, Mexico, on China as well. So a lot of people thought maybe he'll get rid of them. Maybe this won't be an issue. But from what I'm hearing, people in some of these countries are pretty pissed off. I was listening to a Canadian YouTuber yesterday who talks about finance, and he said that there are a lot of people that are boycotting U.S. goods. That just, even if we continue to work with them, Canada realizes that they can't lean on us quite as much, that they're going to go focus on exporting somewhere else and not having quite as dependent a relationship. So a lot of people saying that the damage has been done whether these tariffs go through or not. We'll get to the good stuff here in a second too, but also the Atlanta Fed model predicts GDP to shrink 2.8% in Q1. That's a huge shrink. This is the most since the COVID-19 lockdown. And of course, all this news, and without the Fed budging on rates, which some people are saying that they are going to budge on rates. The Treasury Secretary said that they're ready for lower rates. Without the Fed lowering rates, this could be a problem, right? With big tariffs, so higher expenses, or with some of these some of these costs being pushed onto consumers, it's going to increase inflation. With GDP going down, it's going to obviously affect the market. It's going to affect these companies' profits, right? So yeah, inflation and growth going down, that's not good. Jobs probably, unemployment rate going up as well if GDP is shrinking. It's not good. This could change though, right? If the Fed starts lowering, if Trump says, hey, we're not going to increase these tariffs. I know people have different thoughts on this. This is very surface level what I'm covering right now. I'm not really giving my thoughts, but like some people are for these tariffs, some people don't like these tariffs, but either way, this is freaking out the market right now. And of course, if the traditional markets are freaked out, if we see Amazon, which continues to post really good earnings, if we see them down 20%, 18%, if we see NVIDIA down recently about 25% in the last couple of months, it's going to send Bitcoin down. It's going to send the price of Bitcoin down. So yes, Bitcoin has fallen down, which again, this is fairly normal in a bull market still. We're down 24%. I do think that people's sentiment will change if we just, let's say we bounce off something above 78.3. So if this is kind of the bottom at 81.5, then we just move around for a little bit. We move back up to, let's say, above 95. Even if we come down, that's a set of higher lows and higher highs. I mean, you can kind of see that higher low already forming. Could always be wrong. If the traditional markets continue to sell off, we could see more liquidations in Bitcoin, right? A lot of liquidations in the last 24 hours. We could see more pain. However, there are rumors, going to the good stuff, there are rumors that Trump might announce zero capital gains on US-based cryptos on Friday at that Trump crypto summit. That would be insane. There would be so much money flooding in because you realize that crypto, then Bitcoin, has a inherent leg up on all other assets. A lot of people buy real estate because of the tax benefits. If you can buy an asset that appreciates, even if it just appreciated the same as, let's say, the S&P 500, but you never have to pay capital gains on it, that will save you 15% on your lifetime of gains. 15, 20, 25%, depending on how much you make. But that would be huge. And that's long-term capital gains. Short-term capital gains, it would be insane. There would be so much liquidity, so much trading happening, so much capital flowing in because you don't have to worry about, buying one day, selling the next, speculating and paying a lot of taxes. So this would, I think, send up the price of Bitcoin and make it very attractive, not just short term where the price pumps $5,000 and then it gets sold off. This would fundamentally change your investing and my investing, at least if you're based in the US. It would change fundamentally. So it becomes much more attractive to invest in Bitcoin over the long term or short term. Just to have capital in Bitcoin becomes much more attractive. So that would be huge. That would be one of the 2 or 3 biggest things I could see happening to Bitcoin. Of course, that could go away at some point too. I don't know if there's any way to say, yeah, there's zero capital gains and it's going to stay that way forever. It might be like it's going to be that way. And it can be changed when I leave office, but yeah, we'll have to see. That would be absolutely nuts. El Salvador bought another 5 Bitcoin for their strategic reserve. SEC ends their investigation into Yuga Labs Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT sale. That is from yesterday. We continue to get news every single day. So maybe today, maybe it's Ripple. I don't know. But we continue to see more and more of these lawsuits and investigations ending. Metaplanet also bought some more Bitcoin. They actually raised a good amount, $87 million. Through 0% moving strike warrants, they additionally redeemed about $13.4 million in ordinary bonds, and they're going to use this all to go buy Bitcoin, about $100 million. Right now, Metaplanet has been on an absolute tear. I'm not sure with the recent drop in Bitcoin where it's at, but recently, back February 11, it was double the price that it is now. But if we just go back over the 1 year, let's actually go here. Actually, it doesn't even show. It doesn't even show. It just started back in November, showing on Google. Even since then, it's up 45%. But since they adopted their Bitcoin strategy, it's gone up a ton. Let's go here. I think it was back in June, maybe, that they adopted this Bitcoin strategy. Let's say it was the beginning of June. They've gone up 6x since then. So they've done quite well. They continue to take more Bitcoin off the market. We continue to see more and more people, more and more companies do that. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says we're set on bringing interest rates down. Okay. This is why I was trying to find earlier. This would be bullish for the markets if we do see rates come down, assuming it's not because the economy is blowing up. If we see the economy doing very poorly, unemployment rate spiking, and then it's kind of a reaction to that, I don't know how much it's going to help, right? It's like a Band-Aid's really good for a cut, but if the cut is a massive gash and you're trying to put a Band-Aid on it, it might not help that much. So interest rates coming down are really going to help risk assets long term, or it's going to really help risk assets in general, assuming everything else is fine. But we'll have to continue to watch this. Now, right now, we are seeing just a big drop in a lot of assets. And if you are a buyer, right, if you've been taking profits or just accumulating, or you just have income, right, you just have income that you can invest into crypto or stocks, this is a great time to dollar cost average, right? This is something that I've been doing. I just bought $1,000 of something here today, right? So I think that if you have a long-term outlook, you're going to be fine. But obviously, short-term can be choppy. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. I get that it's a bit exhausting when the market prices in great news and then sells off massively, and then there's some big new announcement and it goes up, and it's just hard to trust it at some point, right? I get that. Bull markets are even more exhausting than bear markets at some point, but the first 6 months or a year of a bear market is pretty tough. But after that, you've come to terms with the fact that your portfolio is down a lot. You're just accumulating or just sitting on your hands or whatever you're doing. And you just wait. You wait and wait and wait. You kind of just, step away from the markets a little bit more because there's not so much going on. Bull markets are the tough thing because there's so much news. You don't know how to price it. You don't know when to sell. You don't know when to buy. You don't know when to trade. Hopefully you do. We talk about it a lot on the channel, but for newbies, right? They don't know when to buy. They don't know if it's buying too late. They don't know when to sell because it could go up tomorrow. There's so many people talk about how high Bitcoin can go or how high this crypto can go. So it can be a little bit exhausting. It can be emotionally difficult, but I still don't think we're done with this bull market. I think this is a good reminder when we see dips like this, not to get hugely, massively greedy in good times. Okay. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. If you do want to trade, right, I do like pullbacks like this. The reason for that, assuming we don't go into a bear market, this is a beautiful pullback to long. If you look here, right, we're down, like I said, 25% from the high. Let's say you did a 3x long on Bitcoin and you just sat in it, right? Assuming you did that, you'd have to have Bitcoin go down 33% for you to get liquidated. So it'd have to go down to about 55,000. If we go down to 55, I think there's a decent chance we might be in a bear market. Right? If we go down to 55, we're down 48% from the top. I mean, it's possible. It's possible we could go down there and then come back up because that's what happened last bull market. But 48,000 is kind of a key area. We had massive resistance there last cycle, and then we flipped that into support this cycle when we fell down last summer. So 48,000, you get down into the $55,000 range. Again, like I said, maybe in a bear market. That's the only way that you would get liquidated, though, is if we go down there. Otherwise, if we chop around, we go down to 74, 75, then come back up, then go down, then go up. And then eventually we continue on the bull market. Capital gains, let's say, are taken away, or the crypto summit, we announce a strategic reserve, something like that. You're sitting really pretty. Like you're just making 3x what you normally would make. So I think now is a great time to be trading if you have a long-term focus and you're using lower leverage. Of course, you can play like what just happened over the last few days. You can do that. Or you can play the hype around the crypto summit this week. which is Friday. So if you want to check out links, there are links underneath the video to WEEX, BTCC, BTUNIX, Blowfin, and Hotcoin. Those are all exchanges that I use. I really like them. You can check them out. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you all.